Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's time to play. YindyPlayZ going live today. Legends rise, trainers unite. ZA world, we light the night. Step on the map, new lands to explore. The legends return, can't wait anymore. Switch to ready, I'm set for the run. Catching them all, yeah, the journey's begun. Winds of the past meet a brand new age. Future and history on the same page. Mystery deep in the neon glow. The city of ZA where the legends grow. YindyPlayZ, we're breaking through. Legends call, it's me and you. Rising up, we'll light the way. Pokémon ZA, this is our day. Battle strong, the flame won't fade. Adventure built, the path we've made. Lock in, let the world ignite. Tonight's the stream, the future's bright. Step into the wild, new powers awake. Every move we make, every choice at stake. Legends reborn, shadows and light, gyms and rivals, ready to fight. Pokeballs flying, sparks in the sky, a team with a dream. We'll aim high, no turning back, no time to rest. YindyPlayZ puts skills to the test. YindyPlayZ, we're breaking through. Legends call, it's me and you. Rising up, we'll light the way. Pokémon ZA, this is our day. Battle strong, the flame won't fade. Adventure built, the path we've made. Lock in, let the world ignite. Tonight's the stream, the future's bright. Echoes of legends, the journey's alive. In ZA City, the heroes arrive. Faster, louder, hearts on fire. Trainer spirit climbing higher. YindyPlayZ in the zone. Every legend stands alone, but together we rise in the light of the skies. YindyPlayZ, we're breaking through. Legends call, it's me and you. Rising up, we'll light the way. Pokémon ZA, this is our day. Raise your voice, the night won't fade. We own this quest, the mark we've made. Start the stream, it's time to fight. Legends awaken under the light.
Hello, 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 lovely people. How are we all doing? And welcome to Thursday night at YindyPlayZ, where it was going to be mouth-watering, getting into the whole Halloween spirit with a indie horror game that I was wanting to try out on Steam. But Amazon lied to me. Apparently, Pokemon ZA was meant to arrive tomorrow, but instead it arrived today about 6 o'clock, and I thought, well, we can't not play the new Pokemon the day it came out. That's just not sensible for a stream. So, that being the case, bit of a last minute change in terms of the schedule, and we're playing ZA tonight. Now, currently, I believe Tavares is locked in the basement, although he said he might pop on the stream at some point tonight, so I may be invaded halfway through the stream by Tavares, if not possibly a Mike, if he sees that I'm on Discord, so he has a tendency to pop on whenever I'm on. So, Pokemon ZA. Now, my personal relationship with Pokemon has definitely been one of when I was a kid, about 7, 8. I was the target demographic when it first came out. First gen Pokemon. I was that age, swapping Pokemon cards in the playground. It was a big deal. In fact, I think Pokemon as a franchise was maybe the catalyst to me getting into particularly console gaming. Now, I explained in my other kind of YindyPlayZ video that I grew up with the Amiga with Dad, and then we moved on to PC gaming, and particularly my mother was very against, getting consoles and stuff like that. Up until I got hit with a really, really bad case of chickenpox right at the end of primary 7 before going into the first year. I was properly sick, like to the point I think they said it was one of the worst cases of chickenpox they'd seen. Basically, I'd been hit with a adult dose while still having a child's immune system. I just remember waking up one morning covered in blisters and spots and everything, and my mum's reaction was, "Oh my god," and then being rushed to the hospital. Anyway, the point of the story, she was feeling that bad for me that to try and cheer me up, she went away and she bought my very first Game Boy Color along with Pokemon Yellow. It was this exact Game Boy, and as a 37-year-old, I really appreciate how small this is compared to my large man hands now. But as a vintage piece of gaming tech, it still works, it's still here, it's still a thing. And then once the floodgate had been opened with my first handheld console, then that led to things like the PS2 and all this. So in a weird way, I owe a debt to Pokemon for allowing me to broaden my gaming horizon, kind of, so to speak. And I think it's safe to say Pokemon, particularly for anyone my age, my kind of, millennial generation, you can't ignore its impact. I think as a franchise, it is the most profitable franchise in the world. Think about that for a second. It beats out fucking Disney. It's beaten the mouse, for fuck's sake, with another smaller electric mouse. So Pokemon has had a huge impact in my life, because how could it not? However, having said all that, I was absolutely obsessed with Gen 1, Kanto region. I knew everything there was to know about it. I could tell you all the Pokemon in order, all their names, their number, all their attacks, everything. I had an encyclopedic knowledge. I was sort of on the Pokemon bandwagon about halfway through Gen 2. I played Silver, my sister had Gold. Played a lot of that, but then I went to secondary school. And I remember first kind of week of secondary school, trying to strike up conversation with someone, mentioning that I like Pokemon, and the person behind me, "Oh, you like Pokemon? Pokemon's for babies." And there you go. At that point, it was suddenly you were a social pariah if you liked Pokemon or all that kind of stuff. So, no, into the bin with you, unfortunately. I'm a grown-up now, sort of thing. So, I moved away from Pokemon there, only to rediscover it years later with the whole Pokemon Go craze in 2016, which, if you could believe, is nearly 10 years ago. 10 years next year, because it was the year I started teaching. So that was a whole thing. And then when you discover it as an adult, basically, I often say Pokemon's a lot like Marilyn Manson, in that you liked it a lot when you were a kid / a teenager, but as you kind of grew up, it sort of became socially unacceptable and cool to like them, and then when you were an adult, you sort of rediscovered them and realized it was that immaturity and the kind of over the topness is the thing that you liked about it, and you want to recapture your youth. That's how I feel about Pokemon, and how I felt about Marilyn Manson, until I had the unfortunate pleasure of working with him on a project. I will tell the story again at some point, but long story short, it resulted in me in a Zoom meeting with him, well, Skype at the time. He comes on, he's absolutely taking the piss, he's off his fucking tits, doesn't even know what day of the week it is, and I keep referring to him as Brian, because that's his name. His real name is Brian Warner. And he turns to me and he goes, "You will refer to me as Manson." And I go, "No, Brian, I will not. You are not the Messiah. You're just a really naughty boy." I was then asked to leave the production. And I think we could all agree, worth it. The worst part is the person, the director of it, begged to have me brought back on because literally I was the only person he could afford. And apparently, Manson wrote back in an email, "I will not be taking the piss out of some cat guy." Now, this is before Yindy the Cat became the current incarnation of Yindy the Cat. I'm pretty sure Yindy the Cat at this stage was simply known as the Glasgow Cat, roundabout clubs in the sort of greater Glasgow area. And I'm sitting there going, I never mentioned to him that I dress up and go to clubs as a cat. Bitch's fucking Facebook stalked me. So, there you go. There's a bit of YindyPlayZ trivia lore for you there. Yindy the Cat has genuine beef with Marilyn Manson. Anyway, let's move on. So, Pokemon A and Z. As a franchise, it's one I would describe myself very much as a Pokemon tourist these days. I come back for every odd generation. I've picked up every version of Pokemon that has come out on the Switch, from Go to the remakes of Diamond and Pearl, I think it was, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet. However, even though I completed 100%ed Sword and Shield, I literally did not even reach the first gym in Scarlet and Violet. I simply booted it up, borrowed my sister's Switch, made sure that on both copies of my game I had the full set of 3 Pokemon starters, and then it got relegated to the back of the queue as my backlog, and I've not been back since. So, and part of the reason for that is it was just more Pokemon. Now, I hadn't played Pokemon properly for ages with up until Sword and Shield, so there was a huge reliving my youth sort of thing. And I really liked what they did with the Wild Zone area, but yeah, with Scarlet and Violet, I literally just went, I know exactly how this plays out, and there's other games I want to get to first, and I wasn't looking to relive the nostalgia kick. I think that's what it was. However, the other Pokemon Legends game, Arceus, I did play. Didn't complete it. I got sidetracked again. But I did play that one, and I did thoroughly enjoy it. And I remember thinking at the time, I would totally play this as a mainline Pokemon game. And it very much felt like a tester for where they could take the series. Because let's face it, Pokemon as a franchise hasn't really evolved, ironically, apart from just bringing out 100 new variants every generation. But the actual gameplay hasn't kind of gone anywhere. The Arceus it actually developed a formula which I thought was really quite engaging. So the fact that we've kind of got this in a modern setting now as a potentially mainline entry, and they haven't done the bullshitty thing of release the same game twice with half the pieces missing, so it's not Pokemon Legends A and Z as 2 separate entries that you would need to buy as a bundle lot, but actually just one full game. Okay, fair enough. I'm on board with this in terms of consumer practice. So, with that being the case, that's my little kind of preamble done and dusted. Let's jump into it. So I haven't actually played this at all. Although, speaking of old school chums, literally before I jumped on stream, a friend of mine from school messaged me and just went, "Oh, see, you're playing Pokemon tonight. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I'm addicted to it. Love the new combat system." And I'm like, awesome. This is all the stuff I was looking for. So, what I have heard is, ironically, the character creator is a bit shit, yet there's a character in this that is basically me in my Dungeon Master mode. I've been seeing it in the promo art going, why the fuck am I in this game as some kind of weird boss character? Okay, let's figure this one out. So really, I think this is just what shade. Select your level of privilege. So let's go with easy basic. So Yindy. Keep it simple. Usually I play a male character in one and a female character in the other if I'm doing like Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet or that sort of thing. So we need to go for... so there's some interesting colours there, but really we want to go for the white as much as possible. Platinum or Ash? Platinum. Platinum's just blonde, really. Could go Super Saiyan. That's a bit Aryan. Right, Violet. Okay, so I think we'll go for that one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll go for that. Go for that. Yeah, the platinum's a little bit too on the bright side for me. Okay, so we'll confirm that. Change your look. Yeah, we'll go for the done with life. Usually in character creators, yeah, okay, we'll go with gold. Or yellow. Did they have gold there? Oh, they had orange. Yeah. In games, I tend to go yellow for eyes, if I can. Change look. Eyelashes. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. No, don't need any beauty spots. Thank you. Same with freckles. Dark circles, just again. Continuing the whole done with this. So, yeah, sadly, despite catering mainly to millennials, they haven't got the bald millennial with beard option, which I think would be, you know, more than 2/3 of the demographic. So I'm guessing we're in Pokemon France. Something's wrong at Prism Tower. Dispatch a team from the company to investigate. We cannot allow more disturbance in Luminos City. Yeah, that was it. It was Luminos City or Luminos City. And I'm sitting there going, well, I suppose it is, again, Fantasy Paris. Are we expecting the Gamage? Oh, there I am. There's Dungeon Master Yindy. Why can't I just play as him? Meanwhile, on a train. How long do you think it is before we have floating phones? Seems like the sort of needless innovation that they'll try and come up with next. It just hovers in front of you. Ah, the train has arrived at Luminos City. Oh god, those eyes. They enter the room before you do. So again...
Mad Mike Falco.
Hey Mike, how you doing?
Hello.
How you doing, Mike? So I was just reliving my Pokemon glory days. One thing I never understood about the whole Pokemon thing is, are Pokemon distinct from animals, or are they this world's version of animals? Like, I'm pretty sure that in some episodes they like eat just genuine fish and stuff like that, and there is like cattle and things like this. Whereas in others, it's just like, yeah, the Pokemon are just a straight replacement for, you know, domesticated animals. Alright. Sir, you cannot take your starfish for a walk. Right. So what I have heard is there's obviously the League Royale battle your way to the top bollocks that every Pokemon game's
Mad
like.
Mike Falkirk. I think phones will go full watch and are nearly there. Pokemon. Yeah, they are just little animals that you force breed to fight. P.
I know, just continuing the animal torture metaphor. I'll go you one better. I think we're going to end up, I think it was Minority Report for the phones, where they ended up where it was like an actual implant in your hand, so that literally to call someone, you just kind of hit a button, and then your palm lit up, and you just did everything on your palm or there, and maybe some sort of kind of implant. I think that's probably the way it'll go. So, in terms of starters, the objectively correct option is always fire, because, you know, fire solves everything. Except in this case, because I've heard the crocodile one's the best one to go for all-roundedness, and very early on you get different starters from different generations, so we'll be picking up a Charizard, because of course we'll be picking up a Charizard. And I think you get 3 starters from like another region as well. So, point is, I think we've got fire covered down the line. Yeah. Right. I'm just totally glazing over the plot. Not that it ever matters in a Pokemon game. She invited me back to her hotel room. Steady on, missus. That's some serious color. Welcome to the Luminosity, where people and Pokemon flourish together. By flourish, we mean we enslave them. My name is Jen, I'm CEO. Pokemon are mysterious and wholly magnificent creatures, which is why we harvest their organs. They thrive abundantly here in our midst. In fact, so many Pokemon embrace us. Again, I'm just thinking of a society where they just let the wildlife run rampant around the city. Is there someone who has to clean up after the Pokemon? What the hell's going on with her shoes? There's like a thing at her ankle. Are they like a bracelet or part of the shoe? So to all of us to work with them, so we can live in harmony. Doll. And hope of strengthening our bonds between people and Pokemon. Magic in the future for the city. Oh, what's this? We've now employed our patented Halo tech in all corners of Lumina City. Now that sounds like a shock collar. So our surrounding. So yes, we like to live in harmony with the Pokemon, which is why we cram them into tiny balls. Mega Evolution is coming. So yes, I always miss the first sort of iteration of the whole Mega Evolution thing. Which confused me, because unlike Digimon, but I was into Digimon back in the day as well. So Digimon can digivolve up, but they can also digivolve back into their smaller forms. So it was more like a temporary power-up thing, whereas obviously when your Pokemon evolve, it's a big deal. They're like changing forever. But the Mega Evolution seemed to be a bit like Digivolve, they evolve up, but they also did evolve back down. It's a temporary thing. Did that panda steal my bag? I blame you. So you hired a Pokemon to create stuff. Bad idea. No, I didn't. Sorry I distracted you with the busy stuff. I'll make up for you though. Get your travel bag back. Right. After him! After that literal trash panda. Let's save you from this. Oh, check out the balls on that guy. He's got at least 6 of them. So I'm not messing with you. Seems like Tony? Tony? Oh, I don't know. Again, I'm dyslexic. Fuck that. So one thing I always, particularly in the Pokemon Let's Go games, that were the remake of the Kanto region, one of the biggest changes is they made the rival character not a dick, which really fucked with me a little bit because, yeah, being the mature, sensible adult that I am, whenever I started playing a new Pokemon game, I always named my rival something facetious like bitch face, which turned all the interactions with the professor into really passive aggressive. Like, Yindy's here. Oh, and bitch faced. You know? And then when he's not genuinely a dick, it just came over as like the whole world is just really passive aggressive and mean to this guy. Yeah, take it back myself. Fuck you. I'll just punch you in the face. Alright, choose this one we're battling with. I can't just walk up and lamp him. Yeah, let's do it. I've heard he's the best one to start off with.
Mad Mike Falkirk. Wait. Is D&D Pokemon, but the player is the trainer, and your character is your Pokemon? P.
That's one way to look at it. That is definitely one way to look at it. And as the Dungeon Master, I have the biggest Pokédex of all, known as the Monster Manual. I did get into trouble one time. My sister loaned me her DS. Well, yeah, I think she loaned it to me, but I ended up loaning it to a friend of mine for her kid to play with Pokemon Black and White. The thing is, this was round about the time Pokemon Go had just come out and got really big, and I wanted to go back and play an old Pokemon game. So I went through the game and I tried to name all my Pokemon after various STDs, which I found hilarious when it came up your chlamydia is evolving, gonorrhea has a new move, and stuff like that. I then loaned this to my friend's child, who's sitting there playing, who's just learned to read, going, "Mom, what's chlamydia?" Yeah, sorry about that. Let's do this. Right, hold down left focus to focus on first Pokemon. So this is the real-time strategy. Right, okay. So rather than again a menu, it's okay. So it's sort of like Dragon Age 11, where you can sort of run around the battlefield. Can I just like run up to her and like kick her in the arse? This really does now feel like the full 3D thing. Like it's some sort of back alley illegal cockfighting ring. I know, we lost. By the way, Mike, if you're still there, you do know like I'm like on the Discord server. Tavares was maybe going to pop in at some point, so that's why I'm sitting in chat. Just saves you typing, that's all. Right, can I get my ship back? Are you missing something?
Hello.
Hello, Mike. How you doing?
I'm alright. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm just being really socially awkward and pretending I don't know what a fist bump is. Somebody tells me you too. Thanks so much. So, were you ever into Pokemon back in the day?
Nope, my brother was, but I never was.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I do have a stack of like first print when the Pokemon cards were first a really, really big thing. I need to get them kind of evaluated. Although, still to this day, I remember some dickhead in my class took it out of my jacket pocket, claimed that they were his deck of cards were in the exact same order as mine. Mine had just gone missing, and yet he claimed that they were his, and the teacher sided with him. I still shake my fist at that, and they had some of my really good shinies in there as well, so that was a thing. I did see a first gen Charizard going for like 230 quid in Forbidden Planet the other day when I was in. So
I remember my brother had a shiny Charizard, but no idea what's happened to it.
fair enough. Fair enough. Did he buy it or did he look across it?
No, it was when they were just out in shops and he'd got it.
Introducing gambling to children. What could possibly go wrong?
You're sounding a little bit choked up. You got that cold that's going about?
I did. The problem is, I was driving all over Cobra trying to find one of those pharmacies that like gives you prescriptions and stuff for antibiotics. Long story short,
Is that
I
not what a pharmacy does?
Well, the ones that do dispensing, right? A surprising number of them. I can't remember the exact name that they said, but it's a special type of one that's got the license where you don't have to see a doctor; they can just prescribe something to you. You know what I mean? Anyway, the guy checked me out and he was like, "You know, your lungs are clear and all that. I think it's just a residual effect of the cold, and it'll just clear up within a little while." So, usually when I've been talking or a massive reflux is played up, that's when my cough comes back. So, but that's why I've got Tango Apple here.
Yeah, my wife was the same. She's just really getting over it now.
Yeah.
We all had the cold a couple of weeks ago.
I was meant to be back up in Dundee seeing the parents, but literally my mum went, "Your sister's just come down with a really, really bad flu," and normally I get her bed when I come up and she sleeps elsewhere, because it turns out that I kind of pull out sofa bed and absolutely just breaks me after like the third night. So, but yeah, she went, "Don't come up, you're just going to get infected." So I was like, "Fine, that's great." And then I walk into work the next day and someone coughs on me and I'm like, "Ah." Oh, focus on you. There we go. Water gun. Haha. It would be funny if it was like, you know, water gun, and he just like pulls out an actual gun and just like point blank just caps his ass. Give it time. Someone will mod it in. Yay. Oh no! It's legally distinct Bugs Bunny. I know you're meant to do all the kind of status effecty type things like clear and all that stuff. Basically, why would you not just go for like the most damage straight away? Hey, there we go. Wait a second. I wasted precious night time on the most useless opponent. Oh, fuck you too. Okay. So yes, Mike, I know we're on stream at the moment, but for anyone watching the stream afterwards, to give kind of context, Mike's in my Tuesday D&D group, and we're just finishing up. I'm a player in our current game, but I'll be taking over GM duties again pretty soon, and we're looking into Werewolf the Apocalypse. So I've been diving a little bit kind of more into that, and it is an interesting one. Because I know you were sending me some ideas on, like, special things on like vampires, werewolves and stuff. The thing about again the 5e werewolves, it seems to be that unlike vampires, you're not turned at any point. You are literally born a Garut, and you just sort of activate at some point in your life for your first change. And depending on what phase the moon is in at that point, that kind of like determines your class or clan, if you know what I mean. But it could be quite funny, or it could be quite devastating when you basically randomly turn into a furry at the most inopportune moment. So. But I'm sure
we've got a list of games we're wanting to play, don't we?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The list is growing.
You've seen my back catalogue, right? So
I know.
The thing is, right, I will bounce from idea to idea with whatever my current obsession is at the time. That's where you as players need to kind of like batten me down and go, no, we're playing this. So it's like, all right, I'll focus on that then.
It doesn't work when we're just as bad, and,
Yeah,
and you go, oh, we've got this, and we're like, ooh.
Yeah, I know. But we have actually been playing quite a few shorter campaigns of late, which has been quite good to kind of like experiment and see what we like.
Well, Red fancied playing more Vampire. She said if she found another group, she'd play Vampire, right?
Yeah.
And I said, we'll talk to Martin, because Martin runs several games. We could have another day of the week for a long Vampire campaign for anybody interested,
Yeah. Well, certainly, and I was actually talking to this to Rob when I finally get around to editing that interview. My big idea was, rather than a vampire game, a werewolf game, a hunter game, it's one continuous campaign where you have characters in all three, not systems, because it's all the Storyteller 5e system, and all the characters are compatible, but it's a shared kind of continuity / universe. So, and we kind of build it up as we go. So I have ideas. I've been looking at certainly the stories in the published chronicles for Vampire, Werewolf, and Hunter. And what I quite like is what I was saying in my video on starter sets for RPGs. Yeah, these are the starting points. They're not marketed clearly enough as the start here, sort of teach you the game type adventures, but certainly Crimson Gutter, which was the one I was looking at for Vampire, takes you all the way through getting embraced, getting turned. You pick how you were embraced, and depending what clan you pick, your sire is actually a named NPC in the story. that comes up later on, and you know, there's a whole thing on. I think you choose how you were embraced, but I choose who the NPC is, and that sort of kind of like plays in there, and you know, I like all that, and I love the idea of the vampires running the city, but the werewolves are running around in the suburbs, and you know, your hunters are just all over the place, kind of dealing with things that are happening, and it's not necessarily just vampires and werewolves. They're dealing with ghosts and serial killers, and you know, all this kind of shit that's happening in the city. And I thought that could be quite good. What am I meant to be doing? You can relax now. We're out of the battle zone. What else is just through here? All right. Resume this. Okay. You know that moment where you're just totally glossing over the plot. It's like, what am I meant to be doing here? Besides throwing my balls at small creatures. Jill the guest. So at some point we do need to get back onto our Baldur's Gate playthrough. So I think we've been stuck in the Underdark for like the past month or so. Yes, there I am, in Dungeon Master sort of form. I have so many questions. So, he has a bum knee. Okay, he's obviously way, way taller than I am. Has he had a leg extensions? Is that it? It's me at the end of the Halfwits campaign after dealing with their shit for months. I mean, it is literally my Dungeon Master outfit, right down to the fact that I wear a green tie, not a bow tie, but, you know, it's not far off. It's actually quite spooky.
Although the tail of hair between the legs is a bit odd.
Well, yes, there's a reason I don't stand up. So. It's maybe from that angle. Are you sure that's connected to his head and not somewhere else? Yeah, it's a human. The worst part is there was like the professor character in Scarlet and Violet who also looked like a version of me, and it's like, what are you implying here, game? Room 202 is your seat. At least it's room not room 101. Then I'd have serious questions. What's it tonight? So, is his name AZ or is it Az? I'm going to go to the second floor, please. There we go. I love how there used to be like a genuine job, which was, you know, to press the buttons. And it's not because they needed, just because people were freaking out. And they wanted someone to lift with them. It was a simpler time. There we go. Yeah. So yes, other games that were on our list were Discworld. We've got the second Alien game.
Yep.
We've got Pathfinder to finish.
Yep.
Yeah, ironically, I don't think we've ever actually had just a game of straight D&D.
Nope.
Because I've got the full Lost Mind of Foundelver / Shattered Obelisk kind of there, and the full official mod to go with it for Foundry. I'd be desperate to play the Dark Souls RPG. We've never got around to actually doing that one. Like, I built and wrote a whole thing for that. So that's maybe one point if you fancy something a little bit more.
Added to the list.
I know.
Then a few of us were interested in the Witcher one as well.
Oh, right, okay, right. Well, I've got all the Witcher stuff. Right, should I be worried about the alien snot that seems to be following us around the place? Right. Yep, I've had nights like that. The boy is accompanied by Susie. Yeah, he's totally a villain.
How many people with like silvery white hair end up being the good guys though?
Well, this is actually a thing, because I did look this up. In anime, the color of hair often is symbolic / type thing. Anyway, the silver white hair is usually reserved for a character who is in some way transhuman, more than human, sometimes closest to angelic / angel. So Sephiroth being one-winged angel, he's obviously in Xenoblade Chronicle. You had Alvis, who was the kind of like weird kind of helper kind of character, but it turned out he was actually like this godlike AI. You've got Dante and Virgil, who again, demon angel sort of heritage, depending on which canon of DMC you're kind of going with. So usually the white-haired one is certainly in anime / Japanese culture refers to closest to supernatural or godlike or some kind of importance. That is having white hair and not also being old. Because if you're old with white hair, you're just old. So.
So you're like pretty much on the precipice now, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I the thing is, there's a reason I buy mine in, right? I don't know what natural hair color I am, okay? It's been a long time. There comes a point in any man's life where you just look in the mirror and you just have to go, no, I am not going to live in denial. So we're going for it. So, needless to say, I won't spoil the illusion kind of here on stream, but this is not how I look in my day job. Let's just put it that way and leave it at that. Or in our Tuesday game, because I can't be arsed doing my full hair and makeup for that. You just get the me rolled out of bed version. So, yeah. Thing is, at age 37, now bear in mind I work in makeup artistry, I'm pretty sure I'm the only member of staff that doesn't nip out for Botox during the lunch break. So, yeah, I'm all natural, baby. Yeah, that's not creepy. So yes, I'm sure there's a lot of like really in-depth plot kind of going on here, but from what I know, it's just we want to battle our way from Z to A. Which, if you're dyslexic, is a cruel twist of irony. I have no idea what I've just signed up for. Okay. Okay, that shade of green will have to go. I've had a bad night's sleep. Thing is, this weekend I genuinely am heading to the Liberal Democrat conference, and the first time I went, I wasn't dressed dissimilarly to him. Let's just put it that way. You know, maybe my suit was in a bit better repair, you know, but the general colour scheme and the hair kind of all matched. And I ended up at the Liberal Democrat fundraiser dinner where I was sat next to a genuine lord and the future MP for the Highlands, where he then proceeded to auction off his son. So during the raffle, that was an odd night. Yeah, the Lord's name next to me was Lord. Genuinely, I think it was Lord Beric von Tweed. Oh yeah, there's a dodge roll in this game. So yeah, it would be nice if this game had voice acting, I'm not gonna lie. But then again, it's a Pokemon game. I mean, how much plot is there realistically? Okay, B to dash, push Y to dodge roll. We're just missing a parry. Still think it would be funny in a Pokemon game just to like throw the Pokeball and beam the other trainer right in between the eyes and just go, ha, I win. Yep, knew that was coming. course she's going to pick the one that I'm weak to. Oh wait, no, that's the one I'm strong to, sorry. Yeah, fire beats water, or water beats fire. Eh. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the different abilities have different cooldowns, so it might actually be useful to work in a few debuffs into the rotation, rather than in old Pokemon games. It's like, why would I waste my turn doing a debuff when I could just hit you with Hyper Beam? I came across an Instagram page, and it was people preparing Pokemon as like gourmet dishes, and like how to like properly butcher them and stuff like that. And it was like weirdly fascinating. Like someone has put in way too much thought into this. Okay. A pack of wild steel street boulders. Okay. Something tells me that health and safety in this town is really lax. Another game I really need to finish on stream is Alien, the VR one, because I think part 2 of that's coming out soon. You're not Nurse Joy. My childhood is ruined. Okay. You know, for the longest time in the early Pokemon games, I could never work out what the icon for a potion was meant to be. Like, I thought it was, well, a potion that was kind of frothing at the top, but no, it's a spray bottle. No, someone just left his Pokeball here. Thank you. Now, if this was an actual French cafe, there's no way he would be sitting there just with a pigeon just randomly chilling. You know, I'm pretty sure this is what the Republicans think Democrat cities are like. You're now heading into the wild zone. Buckle up, kids. This is Democrat country. Is that whole American shutdown still happening? Because a friend of mine, he was over there for a holiday during the October break. And I'm just kind of thinking, aren't all the air traffic controllers just like not showing up for work now because they're not getting paid? I really hope he gets home okay. Oh, fuck you. One more good donk with a Pokemon, I bet you'll get it. Yeah, yeah. Can I turn around? Okay. Donk. To be fair, this does like make sense as an evolution to the Pokemon format that if you fail to get the Pokemon, like the Pokemon actually getting a proper Narcon and going, no, fuck you. Ah shit. No, I don't mean to do that. Shit, I'm wasting my balls. Don't. You find Pokemon species together, price right. 90. So whenever I've been doing my kind of YindyPlayZ reviews or anything, you know, I always make the joke at the end. I rate this 69 out of 10, and that was kind of a bit like Joss Drive Hayes' weird quote from earlier in the video, out of 10 sort of thing. But I was generally thinking on, if I am going to start genuinely reviewing games, what my metric kind of would be, because, you know, I'm 1 to 10. Yeah, it doesn't go into like the nuance of a situation. I've decided, I found when I've been looking back over the games I've played this year, generally speaking, I could rate them on kind of 3 things. What their initial hook was, did they manage to like keep my attention and hook me in? Did they manage to build momentum and become my main game that I was playing? And then, did it conclude satisfactorily, or did it get to the point where I felt it was fucking me about and I just wanted this game to be done and dusted? So, the reason I bring this up is I recently just finished Hollow Knight. And when I say I finished Hollow Knight, what I mean is... hold on. Right. Cancel that.
Going to abuse the sheep.
I'm going to abuse the sheep. Yes. I'm Okay, that's... I was waiting to say he's electric, so... There we go. Also.
Androids dream of electric sheep.
Well, they do if you plug them in? I don't know. Right. Yay!
What about is there a silicon heaven?
Only
Do
if
you know where that's from?
Yes, I do know where that's from. That's from Red Dwarf. And I'm genuinely wondering why they're not implementing that to solve the alignment problem in AI. You know? Because I think...
maybe when AI gets to a certain point, it might start believing it itself.
Well, yeah, I think that's the thing. We need organized religion for AIs.
Well, maybe you should try it next time you're talking to AI. Ask it where do all the toasters go when they die.
But where do the calculators go? That's another one we could do. Red Dwarf, but in the Alien RPG engine. Because with one little change, we can turn the Alien system into the Red Dwarf one. And that's simply by replacing stress dice with frustration dice.
Well, that would be quite good, because I think as a group we're gelling quite well.
Yeah.
So a bit more homebrew stories where we can't guess what's going to happen might be the way to go with some of it.
Okay, that's what I have been enjoying with the sort of vampire ones. I don't want to introduce full-on PvP to our games, in the sense of, you know, actively trying to fuck each other over. But I do like that element of player espionage, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Where you're all...
Yeah, I did like that with aliens.
Yeah.
And I nearly killed them.
Yes, you did. I actually think it was Tavares, actually, because he got infected, didn't he? And he's the one that took you out.
Yep.
I mean, what did you expect? You injected yourself with some mysterious black goo in an alien game.
Yes. I was also laughing when they injected the cat.
Yeah, I know.
That's only going to go one way.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
And the funny thing is, none of them had thought about it. They just laughed it off, and then later on you're like, then this happens.
Yes, and then the cat gets aggressive. Wait, what? And then every time you looked out of a window, the cat, after you spaced it,
Now, the good thing is with that, if you go Red Dwarf route, is the variation and the unpredictable nature of all the different aliens.
Oh no, absolutely, and you know what? It works surprisingly well. Like, you scream out of anger, you become catatonic with rage. You scream and are so angry you have to leave the scene. You know, you can so easily just adapt the current system to that, which it probably works better than the actual Red Dwarf RPG.
It's also the fact that the characters are that different to each other that they'll all have advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
It's not a slight difference. It's like an android is completely different to a hologram.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is a point. How would we work out the hologram sort of thing? Because the whole thing with the androids in Alien is they don't panic. They're always cool as a cucumber, which basically means they never run out of ammo, because you only run out of ammo when you panic during a firing roll.
But Crichton is constantly in a state of panic.
Oh yeah, true. So again, you can adapt it, is what I'm saying. So.
Yeah.
Wow, that is one creepy child. Right. What floor would I like to go? I don't know. Laboratory? What weird fucked up things are happening here. She was giving me some serious side-eye there. Madam, please. There's some weird DNA sequencing shit going on in here. Oh, it's Boss Mummy. Yeah, I know blue hair also is like something specific. I think brown and black are considered like your common background NPCs. One of my favorite animes, though, and I was literally just finally getting around to watching the second series of it, is One Punch Man. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh yeah,
I just love it.
I've not watched it, but I know it.
Yeah, I just love it for the simple thing of it takes every single classic anime bullshit trope and it just totally turns it on its head. So instead of like Saitama being like Goku, super ripped, buff, angsty, brooding, rawr, he is just some bald twat with the most unimpressive hair because he's bald. He's just rocking about, chilling, winning his best life, and just everyone else is filled with teenage angst all around him and doing their best and for like 3 episodes, and he just wanders about lost half the time. Then when he finally gets to the guy, it's like, oh, I'm here. I will do my signature move. Consecutive normal punches. Boom. I win. I always find it weird when like NPCs reference like pressing the X button or... Right. Okay, so who do we want? Change move summary. And move around. Yeah, I can just move them. Right, so sheep can go back in the box. So what have we got? I've got a bug, got a normal flying, bug poison. Oh, I did a thing. Protect over to main menu. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a research thing, isn't there? Ah, this is where you get like new moves and shit. Right. Let's find more blue. Ah, so these like the traversal powers and stuff as well, so that lets me remove the blocks. Right. I see where you're going with this game. What's this satchel? Rock smash. User attacks with a punch. May lower target's defense status. Now I love how the TM's like a CD. So, do you like insert the CD into the rabbit? Is that how it works? I don't want to think about that too hard. So yeah, I was talking about my rating system for games earlier. So does it get its hook into me? Does it build up momentum and become like my main game, and then does it overstay its welcome? So the test for Pokemon AZ will be whether it hooks me enough by the end of this 2 hours that it's the next game that I want to play, or whether or not I properly start on Final Fantasy Tactics, because I have just completed Hollow Knight. When I say I completed Hollow Knight, I mean I got an ending. I beat the Hollow Knight. I haven't done all the bullshit for the Radiant ending and the Void Heart and all that shit. I just looked that up on YouTube because, quite frankly, it was beginning to take the piss. And I was just feeling of, you know what, this is getting... I appreciate it being a good game, but it's beginning to annoy me now. And I really want to move on to something else. So it hooked me. It did build up enough momentum for me to finish it, but it overstayed its welcome by the end. And I have no incentive to move on to Silk Song for the time being. Where did I get the trilby from? Right, seems like yeah. Okay. Damn it! I'm gonna be doing that a lot. Rock smash. Hey. All right, mother. Okay, let's go to the research bit. Mm. 350 Poke-Euros. Fucking hell. Tourist prices have really gone up. Those tariffs are hitting. Really got you guys. So I don't have the money for it yet, but I have been cautiously eyeing up the new Xbox handheld that apparently released this week. To be honest, I need to buy a new decent phone before I invest in that. So far, the Steam Deck's still the main workhorse, even more so than my PC is, actually. But at some point, I should really upgrade my PC as well.
Talking about that, I've recently started playing Star Citizen.
Oh, how is it?
Alright, actually. A few of my friends have played it for like a year and a half, and when they started it was a bit buggy. But recently it's got a lot more stable.
I was about to say,
issues.
I only know it by reputation. Is it an actual game now, or is it still kind of a proof of concept?
Oh no, it's a game. There's a lot of things to do.
Right.
And it is rather beautiful to look at. Like to the point where you'd look at it and go, I don't know if that's going to run on my PC. But it runs really well. I've got a beefy PC. My friend, not so much. He's got a AMD Ryzen 6 3600. And it runs all right on that system.
Those sound like numbers to me. But
well, it's like a 4 or 5 year old system. So
mine's like 6.7. I'm pretty sure mine's a Ryzen AMD as well, but I couldn't tell you the number on the end. Go watch my Dune video; it's on that. So.
But yeah, like when you look at the graphics of it, it looks like it needs a really good PC.
Yeah.
So I ran it on mine and I went, that runs rather well. So he tried it on his and he's like, yeah, it runs fine. But the level of detail is stupid. Like I got my wee starter ship and I was just walking around it, and you can follow where all the pipes and the wires go, and they take a methodical route. Like wires from lights go towards the power source and stuff. And then I was on the engine, there was a little tiny warning sticker, and you can zoom in and read the warning sticker and everything.
Again, as impressive as all that is, it sounds a lot to me like horse testicles. So, as in, I actually knew people who worked at Rockstar at the time that Red Dead was coming out, and yeah, it's like, do we need the shrinking horse testicles? You know, at this point, would it not just be better getting the game out? So.
Well, see, that's the thing, because for the last couple of years they've been working on the engine of it.
Yeah.
Right? So now they've got a thing where, at the moment, there's multiple servers, like multiple instances of universe, but they're aiming to have one universe. And like each planet at the moment is its own server. and you can fly from one planet to another, and it jumps across to another server.
Right.
But there's no loading. So for
Okay.
you, it's one universe.
Right.
So that took a hell of a lot of work to get going. That works fantastic now. So now they can work on other things.
Yeah.
It's clear that they're working on a game for the future, not a game that will run well now.
Again, that sounds all great, except for the fact how long have they spent on it?
15 years.
15 years.
But
yeah.
then, how long has GTA 6 been in the works?
I don't know how long has GTA 6 been in work. It's not been 16 years. So
I'll Google it right now.
yeah.
Because they started working on GTA 6 initially after GTA 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a better one might be how long has Elder Scrolls 6 been
Right.
in the works?
GTA 5 was 2013.
2013. Yeah.
So that's like 12 years.
Yeah.
So, much the same.
Yeah, but also they've been supporting like GTA Online and everything, you know. It's and they brought
Yep.
out, the same studio also brought out, you know, Red Dead 2 and stuff like that, you know.
Remember, I'll be also remembering that Rockstar isn't a studio; it's a collection of
Well,
studios around the world.
that is true. That is true. Like I said, I knew quite a few of the guys who were based in Edinburgh. One of them was went to my same improv troupe, so that's how I knew him. No, I did really enjoy, and again, this is a game that I don't know if people are maybe up for, if I can convince either yourself or Tavares as well, because it's absolutely amazing in VR. Older by today's standard, and probably a lot less impressive, but I did really enjoy Elite Dangerous for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I played that with my friend, and I just remember one particular mission, and he must have spent something like 6 hours flying halfway across the universe to deliver this thing, dodging pirates, whatever. He finally gets to where he was, and then he gets rewarded. Only his reward is in cheese, not credits. And he went, what the fuck? And he reread the thing, and he went, yeah, the reward was, you know, premium grade cheddar. He thought that was a euphemism for credits. And I just love the thought of him on this kind of like in this kind of docking bay with the person going, "Thank you for risking your life. Here is your cheddar." Wait, what?
Yeah. See, Star Citizen's got a lot of that too. Like the other night, I was mining with a friend, and everything in it's geared up so that if you've got a bigger ship, it works exponentially better if you've got a bigger crew.
Yeah.
So you can get a big ship and fly it yourself, but trying to do anything in it is a bit of a ball ache.
Yeah.
But if you get a crew, you can the rewards tenfold, right?
And by
So
crew, do you mean NPCs or do you mean PCs?
Nope. Players, other players.
Players, yeah.
Yeah. So there was me and two others on the ship. We were away mining, and then he was telling me how the mining works. You collect this stuff, and then there's different refineries, and the different refineries have got better or worse yields depending what you're refining.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to maximise your profit, you would refine the different ingredients at different places around the universe. And then where your maximum yields, you can then sell them at different places around the universe for maximum profit. Or you can all do it at one place.
I just love the thought of anyone just joining the stream right now and going, what the fuck are they talking about? You know? We didn't come to this stream for mining tips.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of my other friends, he's not bothered with the mining, he's just a space trucker.
Right.
So, like, he's been making like 2 million credits a day because he just sits on it all day, going back and forward, and shuttling stuff.
The post-dad game. So. I don't know if I picked it up. Unfortunately, it's not supported in the VR. And again, I know Star Citizen was going to do this. I mean, I do love the idea of a game that you have the whole ship system, but you can get out of your ship, walk around, and in a first person, blah, blah, blah. They tried to bring that in to Elite Dangerous with the Odyssey expansion, but from what I've heard, that was a bit shit and a bit poorly implemented, and it doesn't work in the VR, unfortunately. The problem with Elite Dangerous for me was I was a space explorer, and I love that when you find a new undocumented planet and you get to name it, and
Yep.
it is that's it persistently in the world. Any other player comes across that planet, and you've already set the name for it. So I think my space trucker. See if you get the reference. I think my space trucker's name was Corbin McLean.
Corbin McLean. It rings a bell.
So it's two famous characters from one actor smashed together.
John McLean.
John McClane's one of them. Yep.
Is it James Corbin?
No.
No.
I'll give you a hint. Multitask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Corbin Dallas.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Corbin Dallas and John McClane. Yeah. Okay. Okay, the battle system's getting a little bit more involved now, I have to say. I'm actually having to pay attention. Ow. Stop picking on my Pichu. Right, okay. I think you're weak to flying. Yay. So yeah, I was a space explorer in Elite Dangerous, and I flew out really, really far, I think towards the galactic core, and then I flew back with all my, everything that I needed, and I managed to get like a massive payday. And honestly, it took me like ages. I think I did it during one of the holidays. It took me about a week to fly out and fly back. And I had to like refuel at stars and stuff like that because you're totally outside the civilized sort of sectors. And then when I got back, I had just enough money to buy the top tier of ship, but not enough money to afford the insurance if something happens to it.
Yeah.
So this has led to the situation where I have arguably the best ship that I could afford in the game, or was available in the game at the time. But I'm scared to take it out because I've forgotten how to fly Elite Dangerous. And I really don't want to take the ship out in case I damage it because I won't be able to cover the costs. So, but yeah, Elite Dangerous was fun and it's stunning in VR.
Yeah, they're working on the insurance thing on the Star Citizen. So they're planning on having 3 levels. So what the first one is basically your third-party insurance. So it's just the ship as it is stock. Then the next level would be like the ship plus whatever upgrades you've done. And then the third one will be ship plus upgrades plus whatever was on the ship at the time. So like if you've got armor and stuff stored on it.
And is this in-game currency or real-world cash?
In-game.
Okay.
Everything can be unlocked in-game. The ships, when they're new, are released for cash. And then about 4 months later you can buy them in-game. But in-game they are like, the big ships are ridiculously expensive, so they do take time. But the same thing is, the big ships work best with a crew. Like somebody was on the chat the other day, because they had that, I can't remember the name yet, it was a big ship, big gunship. And he was complaining that his big ship couldn't beat 3 little ships. And it's like, well yeah, the little ships, a pilot can do everything.
Yeah.
The big ships, the pilot can do some, but not everything.
Yeah.
And obviously a big ship's slow to turn and everything else. The little ships are just running rings around them. I was like, that's the point.
Yeah.
They're also bringing out a new thing with an update soon where they're going to have like an attack on a space station. And it's supposed to be up to 100 players.
Right.
and there's like multiple things you need to do to get into this space station, like break down the shields, blah blah blah. So that could be quite chaotic.
You know what? It sounds all great, but that's the problem. It sounds all great. I mean, oh god, there's another one. Jesus. Right. Fuck, I thought I'd won that. Okay. Now you're weak to that, aren't you? Oh shit! I think I'm going to lose this. Ow. Okay, no. Come on, you can do it. Right. I think if I don't fuck this up, I might be able. Come on. Ah! Damn it. Right, I think I'm weak to flying now, so I think I'm fucked. Unless... Shit. Shit. Yep. There you go. Proof on stream. I actually lost a battle in a Pokemon game. Right,
I forgot to turn your hacks on, that's why.
Yep. Yep, clearly. Okay,
Yep.
everyone's healed. Thank God for that. Right, I think 2 bug Pokemon are probably not... I don't want to take foes. Boxes. Move around. Okay, Weevil. You can get... Actually, no. No, we like Weevil. Weevil turns into the wasp guy that looks like he'll knife you round the back alley afterwards. So we'll keep him.
So like a local for you then?
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, it sounds all good, and I would be interested in that. The problem is they've had 15 years to get even a version 1 out. So
yeah,
and the thing about these big multiplayer, it needs the player turnover. It needs to be accessible to new players to keep the lifeblood of it going. So I don't doubt that it's fun for the invested players, but it's whether or not they can pull in everyone else will be the real test. That said, one of my favourite MMO kind of experiences. Did you ever play Warhammer Online?
no, I did not. I know a lot of folk that did.
Yeah. The PvP in that was really fun. I really liked that. I remember I was a Dark Elf shield guard thing. Basically, it had the big power shield and the spear. And the kind of PvP aspect of that was you would take over keeps and towers. And I have one really strong memory. It was like the Guild Wars 2 kind of like chains, where just like 150 players would just basically rampage across the PvP zone, taking tower out and every fort and defense and all that. And I was on the defending side, right at the front gate with the shields, as basically they're pounding down with battering rams the front of the keep. And I thought, this is actually pretty fucking epic. So sadly, it died a death shortly after. I think it's still playable on private servers, though.
So many games die like that when they turn the servers off. It's annoying.
I know. There was that whole thing about the whole stop killing games thing, which I am totally in support of. You know, and very much the Joss Strike Hayes, what he was saying is, you know, even if you don't support it, just let the community take it over. Like, as soon as you've made all the money that you're ever going to make from it.
Yep, like there has been a few where at the end of life they release the thing so that folk can run their own servers.
Yeah. Because that's very much how I feel about Secret World. And that's the one I want to base our Hunter game off of, because I love the Secret World as a concept, as a story, and the world they built. The game itself is a buggy mess. And as much as I'd love to say to folk, do you fancy a playthrough of the Secret World? We'd have to get by half an hour and hope the game doesn't crash for one of us, which I'm pretty sure is an impossibility. So, lost Pokeballs. Ever wonder where your Pokeballs go when you miss throw? Oh, right, okay. I have chucked way more Pokeballs than that, but okay. I'll take them collected. Alright. Oh, that's good. He sort of gives you them back. Right. I would like to buy. I think I would like to buy some potions. That's something that might be useful, as well as some revives. Cool. Also. Right. I've got a question. What the fuck am I meant to be doing? So we have some Pokemon. We presumably unlocked a zone. Do I just go around battling people until the plot moves forward? Is that what we're doing? Did you ever play through Guild Wars 1 back in the day?
Rings a bell. I might have played some of it.
Cool. Because I bought it for Tavares not long ago. I think that's another one I wouldn't mind playing through because I never completed it.
Alright.
So, it's not really an MMO, but it's sort of like a hub-based RPG. So, and it runs on a potato these days. Apparently, the resources required to keep it running are so low that it's like one guy's full-time job just keeping Guild Wars 1 going. Yeah, you should not be hanging out in back alleys, mate. He's clearly on a register. I love how my little crocodile's like clearly poisoned and dying, and I was like, no, you'll be fine. Just wait. But father, I'm dying. Okay. I'll give you a break. Because he's got flying. What the fuck? Level 18. Okay. This feels like a bit of a roadblock. How do I run from a battle? Oh no, there we go. Would you like to give up half your prize medal and forfeit the match? Okay, what happens if I don't? Do I like lose everything that I've been given? Because I clearly got what I was meant to get. Just sacrifice with Pokemon. Some of you will die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Okay, we're all healed. That's fine. And the story can still update. So yeah, as a new combat system for a Pokemon game, yeah, it's certainly demanding more of my attention, I'll give it that. It's not quite turn your brain off and just spam your most powerful attack till win. Oh yeah, speaking of which, by the way, I haven't been taken over by a spam account. I have genuinely been addicted to Texas Hold'em on YouTube Playables. It has got to the point where I cannot lose. Like, I am trying to lose. And I either run into the problem of if I go on all in on a hand that the NPC should clearly, you know, wipe the floor with me. Because I have something like 236 trillion, I think is what I'm up to right now. I have more than most large cap businesses. You know.
I think you've got more than the United States, haven't you?
Yeah, it's something like that. The game now crashes every time I try and like place a bet or, you know, whatever. And the thing is, it was meant to be, can you survive 50 hands? We're only, or 50 rounds. I think we're only at like 26. And the reason why I've got so much, right, is I realise now, obviously this would not work in real poker. Sadly, otherwise, you know, I would be here. I'd be, you know, on my space palace, you know, waging war against Elon Musk. But I've basically figured out that if you raise every single turn on YouTube Texas Hold'em, you'll occasionally lose the hand, but mostly, about 80% of the time, the rest of the table will fold, regardless of what your cards are. So that's just led to just me raising every single time. And then when you start getting into like, yeah, hundreds of thousands or millions in terms of stuff, you could just, if you just want the entire table to fold, just raise like 10, 15 times, and it's only like a tiny fraction of the ridiculous dragon horde that you've got at that point. But the rest of the table just goes, nah, fuck that, and just instantly folds. And then it's like, right, well, I'll take all that money there then. I wanted to see if I could get to that point that the Spriffing Brit does. Was it an integer overflow or something like that, where the numbers flip and you suddenly like go into crippling debt? Some guy from Google/YouTube just turns up and just goes, "You owe us, you know, 552 trillion YouTube monies." Wait, what?
A Royal Mail accounting scandal all over again.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Apparently they've been fined 2 million because they've missed their quota of.
Yeah, it was more than 2 million. It was like 100 and something, I'm sure.
Oh, what was it?
Something stupid, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, wait, first class was meant to arrive the next day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been for like the last like 7 or 8 years. First
Yeah.
class does not arrive any quicker than second class.
Yeah, definitely.
And now they're trying to get rid of weekend mail,
Yeah.
so that it's only parcels.
Because a lot of my
They want
Warhammer.
it to be like every second day is mail delivery as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Half of me is like makes sense because the number of important mail you get now is far reduced from what it was 20 years ago.
oh yeah.
And most of the time it's just shit. You know what I mean? But the other half is you're supposed to be providing a service, and things like medical appointments and all that, you expect them to be out in a fairly quick time. Do you know what I mean?
Did you know you could send live chickens through the post in America?
I did not.
Yeah, that's the thing. Haha. Oh. One thing that always confused me with Pokemon games is outside of like the most elite trainers, you seem to be the only person who figured out you could take more than one Pokemon or have up to 6. Wait, did I win? No, he's got someone else. Shit. Shit. Ryan, you can do it. Hey. Oh no! He brought out the series mascot. Shit, I'm actually water. That's really not good for me actually. Although. Aha. Done. Ha! Fuck you, Pikachu. I lost again. That makes 100 times. I've lost my promotion match. Wow. Right. He really needs to evaluate his life choices. Those are some very, very tight jogging bottoms. So I thought they were making Legends like its own series out with the main Pokemon games, because obviously if I remember correctly, the main gameplay look of Arceus was, catch 20 of this particular Pokemon. And you had to basically like hide in a bush for 5 minutes, and you leveled up, you progressed more from the amount of Pokemon you caught rather than the actual fighting. This one seems to be more focused on the actual combat, but I do like what they've done with it. Oh, there I am. There better be a twist of that he's actually me from the future come back or something like that. I was going to say, he clearly has some sort of Frankenstein stitched together Pokemon in the basement, but it might have something to do with that weird alien slime that's following us about. Again with the curry. Curry and a croissant. Okay, these weird European dishes.
Or is it like what Japan thinks is weird European dishes?
Oh yeah, that too.
Maybe that old man's actually Gaius, and he's just like, this is how he views reality when his drugs are affecting him wrong.
For context for the stream, that's the character I'm playing in our current vampire game. You know what, I actually feel so bad that I've maybe played him a little bit too well as a villain, and that's only the shit that you guys know about, which is even worse. Yep.
I'm the same. I feel like all of us are playing our characters really well. Do you know what I mean? I was talking to Martin, going, I was crying out for somebody to stop my character before he ran away, but nobody did. I was like trying to make it clear that he was acting totally out of character.
Yeah, and everyone's just too self-involved.
Yeah, here's the shotgun shells, Mr. Person who never needed a gun in his life. On you go.
In our last game, basically, I'm playing this mad scientist character, and I basically decided, through no other thought than my own, that I was just too important to die. So I wander out into the mist with all the monsters and werewolves and clear gribbly things, and one of them stalking me, and I turn around and just go, "Fuck off! I'm protected by the plot." And the worst part is the werewolf went, "Yeah, okay," and then fucked off. The most difficult thing for me is I've got really high manipulation and persuasion skills. What I don't have is deception skills. So, and Martin, currently our guest DM, he's quite particular about what skills letting you to roll. So that's why I've been rolling persuasion / manipulation, and I have to word everything correctly so that technically I'm not lying. So
see how you said word everything correctly. Martin learned that the wrong way about Stephen.
Right.
Because one of the vampires came to talk to Stephen.
Yeah.
And now they give you something to do, right?
Yep.
So the vampire was like, there's something wrong with the network. And Stephen checks it, goes, yes, they can't communicate with the outside world, there's something stopping it. And it goes, yes, you need to stop that person. And Stephen goes, okay. So like 2 games later, Martin pulls me aside and goes, what are you doing? I went, well, Stephen figured out that there's something wrong with the network, and the vampire guy, who Stephen didn't realise was a vampire, said I needed to stop him. So Stephen went, oh, somebody's got like admin access and is abusing the powers, and so I need to unlock the network. And Martin goes, no, that's not what the vampire told you to do. I went, yes, but that's what Stephen heard. And he's like, ah, fuck.
Yeah. See, I don't want to give away, because obviously I'm building up to my whole villain thing. Basically, what I'm hoping is that I am playing Gaius quite obnoxiously just now, but I'm really hoping that I am protected by the plot until I get my big villain moment. Then I can get killed off in whichever suitably elaborate way in the party / Martin sees fit. So as long as I get that moment. So
the problem I'm at now is, if I complete my task as Stephen sees fit, I have failed the vampire. If I fail the task as Stephen sees fit, I have failed the vampire.
Right.
And also, Stephen's realised kind of what's going on and is now shit feared of the vampire.
Right.
So Martin goes, well, you know, he might not die. And I went, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to die.
See, when I got given my task, which you know about, which is make sure that one of the other characters, Doug's character, what's Johnny, gets to this position or meets with this character at a certain time, but one of the other players has the same objective to get Johnny to a different location at the same time. So we're obviously playing off each other at different things. You know, she's very much going with the, oh, please, you know, we're best friends, supporting you, you know, being nice. Me, I'm basically baiting the fuck out of him. So, I'm hoping that works. So, I have quite a convincing argument. I just need to be in the same room with him to make it. That's my problem. So, I know where he is as a player. But,
just remember, the other person you're competing against has a shotgun.
Well, does Brett have a shotgun? So,
yes.
Well, I can't tell you what's in my canister. All I can say is it is the equivalent of Jack Sparrow going, I have a jar of dirt. So, and we'll leave it at that. So,
that was what was so surprising. She had the shotgun with 2 shells in it. And my collector runs in and goes, can I get the shotgun shells? And she went, yeah, there's the rest of the box. See you later.
All right, fine. Although what I do love that Martin had to specify with me, like the vampire actually turned around and said this to me. I'd like you to bring Johnny to this location. Please do not drug him first. I need to have a conversation.
Bankbook DC 43. Best viewers on
hey,
asterisk,
spam boss,
asterisk,
take a
and
drink. So, and I'm like, oh, way to be unreasonable. You're really limiting my options here. So.
Oh, you could also twist it so that somebody else drugs him, and then you say, well, I didn't drug him.
Well, no, the exact wording, again, if we're going with the exact wording, is he needs to be conscious so I can have a conversation. So, I'm like, oh. Okay, that does match things. Cool. Right. So how many more games do you think that we've got? Because I'm not gonna lie, I thought we were going to wrap up the last time, but we seem to
Yep.
It seems to just keep going.
I think he's aiming for like possibly one more.
Cool.
He was looking for a little side game with me and Stephen because Stephen's ran off again.
Right.
And I've got a funny feeling the chances are I'll die in that one.
Right, okay, fair enough. He was saying that he's run this adventure before, yet we're the first one not to have someone die yet.
Yep.
Which is for no lack of trying, by the way.
I know. It's like, yeah, there's creepy doors at the back of the supermarket, and we're like, yeah, we'll go and have a look.
No, it's the fact that I came face to face with a Silent Hill 2 mannequin, and my immediate response was, "Oh, for fuck's sake, you're not going to do this. I'm too important." "Oh, you're going to chase me, aren't you?" "Yeah, you're going to chase me." "Ugh, fine." So, someone else deal with this problem, please. So,
It was me and Alexander were in the back room, and he started drawing all the weird shit, and I first saw the vampire.
yeah.
But we both thought it was some sort of escape room thing. Because, like, at that point, our logical head was like,
Yeah.
possibly be a big monster. Don't be
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah. Basically, what I was aiming for is, oh, there we go. My phone saved me. That's a cool feature. I was hoping, genuinely, that we'd get to the point where we might become vampires, and yet the vampires look at each other and go, maybe not him. He's a little bit too good at doing our job. So, even we're looking at Gaius going, yeah, fuck that guy. So, it has led to the problem, though. Whenever I try and offer a solution to a problem, no one trusts me.
Maybe you should just stop offering and start doing.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I have my own clear objectives that I'm working towards. So it's not my fault yet that you mouth breathers aren't listening to me. So, maybe
That was like one of the things that Red was saying. She was like, "Oh, so, going on about Moriarty," and I was like, "Yeah, Stephen wasn't part of that conversation. He has no idea." And she's like, "Oh yeah, he wasn't there." And I went, "Yeah, he has no idea what he looks like or anything."
yeah.
Nobody's figured out who my companion is.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Can I put him back into the water? Right, so unlike Arceus, there doesn't seem to be a reason to collect multiples of various Pokemon. And so... Right.
I think they're baiting you to catch one of them, aren't they?
I've already got one. That's why I'm like, yeah, no. I really don't want to fill up my Pokeboxes with fucking magic card. Tackle, tackle, tackle. Nice. I've caught an angry beaver. Again, I don't know what half these Pokemon names are. That would be a quite a good concept for a Pokemon knockoff game like Power World. You know, you've got all these different, Pokemon type things, but you let the players come up with the names, and then all the NPCs refer to it by whatever name you give them. That could be funny.
I could see that crossing so many lines very quickly.
Oh yeah. I already have a beaver. Oh, hello, Milo. Hmm? Okay. Can we say hello? It's a big switch. Are you a Pokemon? Hmm? Are you a Pokemon? You smell of Watsits. I do. Okay. Yep, he's had enough. He's off. Hey. For a second there, I thought that was another player. It'd be cool if it was. Yeah, already got a Magikarp. Right. Thankfully, they do level up even if you're not the active Pokemon, which is good, because Magikarp is fucking useless until he basically turns into giant angry serpent. Boop boop. Right. So with that, oh, there's a Charizard. Oh, one more cutscene. So will I continue with Pokemon AZ? You know what? It might be a game that once I properly get into could be the shut my brain off or not have to worry about like following the story. Flamethrower roast. Yeah, let's go for the flamethrower roast. Fuck it. I maybe play while watching stuff in the background, whereas I feel like I need to pay attention to Final Fantasy Tactics, so it might be my main focus game. This might be my in the background fucking about game. And so, well, but yeah, I do like how they finally brought the Pokemon formula into, wow, those are some sideburns. It's the fact it's the shaved cut, then the mutton chops.
Yep.
I mean, if he's a member of some sort of secret service, they're not doing a particularly good job, are they?
Yeah, but it's complemented by the Pokemon style man bun at the top.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the very green shoes.
Yep. But they match the gloves and the socks. So.
Yeah. I love how they've also got Heinz bottles in the background. Right, speaking of like main games that have hooked me, you know what? I was really struggling with it for a bit, but I finally have sort of got into it. I'm about halfway through Alan Wake 2, which I was also pretty annoyed at that it was this month's free monthly game on PS Plus. I think I bought it last year. It was sitting in my back catalogue, and I've only just got around to playing it. So basically, in other words, if I did buy it then and I had just waited till now, I would have got it for free. So I'm like, okay, never mind. But yes, I am playing Alan Wake 2 at the moment, so I'll probably go back and do a couple of hours of that. Also, I need to get another Yindy paints on the go because I am making progress with my Emperor's Children army. I've got the two Praetors done, the kind of Captain Dude, Demon Prince, not the Hellbrute, that's the Dreadnought, the Mauler Fiend, the big kind of like cyber dog thing. Leviathan Dreadnought, and I've just finished a set of Chaos Terminators. Not the Cataphracti, the 40k ones. So if any of that made sense to you, congratulations, you are a nerd as well. So, and they're all fabulously coated in fluorescent, iridescent pink, as is befitting of the Emperor's Children. So, so yeah, that's what I've been working on in the background, where I really should be working on half-wits, but I am halfway through half-wits, as I said. I just need the brain power for it, but we'll get there. We will get there. It is on the way. Right, anyway, if you did join at any point during the stream, thank you ever so much. Thank you, Mike, for joining and being in conversation. Tavares didn't show up in the end, but that's fine. I'll give him a beating next time I go down to the basement. And yes, Mike, I will see you for our next game, and we should get Baldur's Gate 3 on the go again. And at some point, I wouldn't mind trying. Well, we were going to maybe try both Helldivers and Guild Wars 1 as a kind of multiplayer, so that might be a thing at some stage.
Well, Helldivers or Helldivers 2?
Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2.
Oh,
So, although I would be.
I'm like level 200 or something like that.
Fair
You can
enough.
Join me.
Fair enough.
Me and my friends play level 10 all the time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I do have it. I think I only played it for a few months at launch, so I think I stopped playing when they introduced like the Dreadnought Walker things.
Oh,
so-
they're not. They are by far not the smallest thing anymore.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Now this is before my dad's health went a bit downhill, so that was one of the last games that we were playing together. And the thing is, the whole dial a power up thing was like, yeah, he struggled with that very much. I actually had to print him out a cheat sheet, and at the beginning of every level, I had to go, right, Dad, call down your machine gun, right, do this, do that. You know, I had to keep it as simple as possible in order to equip him. And the amount of times that he called down an orbital drop on my fucking head. So, yeah, good times, good times. Right, anyway, I will be back next week. I will be back playing Mouthwashing, which is meant to be a really impactful, really hard-hitting sci-fi survival horror game. You're more than welcome to join me for that, Mike, as well. I think I was saying to Tavares that might be a good one to have commentary over. We'll probably also do something spooky, maybe aliens, I don't know, for Halloween week after that. And once I get paid, I plan on picking up both Silent Hill F and Metal Gear Delta, which has been it's been on my wish list. I've not picked them up yet because I'm still paying off the car. But thankfully, oh yeah, I drove to Kelburn Castle the other day and back. That was an adventure. Turns out they shut the motorways at night so they could do repairs.
Yep.
And the sat navs don't know this and keep trying to bring you back onto the fucking motorway. So that was fun. Got to see all of Paisley. So anyway, we made it back in one piece. Right. I'm heading off. Have a good night. I'll catch you later then, Mike. And see you later. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's time to play. YindyPlayZ going live today. Legends rise, trainers unite. ZA World, we light the night. Step on the map, new lands to explore. The legends return, can't wait anymore. Switch to ready, I'm set for the run. Catching them all, yeah, the journey's begun. Winds of the past meet a brand new age. Future and history on the same page. Mystery deep in the neon glow. The city of ZA where the legends grow. YindyPlayZ, we're breaking through. Legends call, it's me and you. Rising up, we'll light the way. Pokémon ZA, this is our day. Battle strong, the flame won't fade. Adventure built, the path we've made. Lock in, let the world ignite. Tonight's the stream, the future's bright. Step into the wild, new powers awake. Every move we make, every choice at stake. Legends reborn, shadows and light, gyms and rivals, ready to fight. Pokeballs flying, sparks in the sky, a team with a dream. We'll aim high, no turning back, no time to rest. YindyPlayZ puts skills to the test. YindyPlayZ, we're breaking through. journey's alive. Into Ace City, the heroes arrive. Faster, louder, hearts on fire. Trainer spirit climbing higher. YindyPlayZ in the zone. Every legend stands alone, but together we rise in the light of the skies. YindyPlayZ, we're breaking through.